Órale, Cholo Trucker M.A.S movies and shows, and here we got the Forever Purge. I'm not sure if I heard of this Purge movie or not. Um, I think this is the fifth installment. I know I've seen them all. Some of the Purge movies kind of blend in for me personally, with the exception of the first one, right? I could point the first one now with Ethan Hawke because it's just a family in their house. But all the other purges kind of blend in a little bit for me. I get a little confused on which one's which, but I know I've seen them all, with the exception of this one until now. Um, I don't think I heard of this one before. I don't. Now, this one came out in 2021. It's an hour and 43 minutes long. You can watch this movie on Peacock, YouTube, Google Play, Movies and TV, Fandango at Home, Amazon Prime. I saw this movie on Peacock. Now, let's get to the description. Adela and her husband Juan live in Texas, where he works as a ranch hand for the wealthy Tucker family. Juan impresses the Tuckers, but that fuels the jealous anger of his son, Dylan. On the morning after the purge, a masked gang of killers attack the Tuckers, forcing both families to band together and fight back as the country spirals into chaos. Okay. I mean, they threw in the names in there, but you're not going to know the names until you actually watch the movie. But look, nonetheless, well, let's see. Rotten Tomatoes has this movie at 49%. Wow. 49%. Man, Rotten Tomatoes has been really upsetting me, man. No, it's higher than that. Now, let me go ahead and tell you guys this. I like the Purge movies. I do. I'm not like a huge fan of the Purge movies or anything like that, but it kept me interested enough to go ahead and watch the next one that will come out. And like I said, I didn't know this one was even out until I came across my feed. I'm like, let me go ahead and check it out. All right, so basically, this movie here is Forever Purge, meaning that the day after the purge is basically when this movie mainly takes place. Now, it does take place the day of the purge, but there's not a lot going on. Actually, what goes on is just like the description was pointing out, is the fact that once the purge is over, people decide, you know what? Let's just keep it going. Heck, there is more population in the country than there is law enforcement. So through social media, through now all the way that people that can communicate, they start this movement where it's like, hey, listen, we're gonna go ahead and do this more than just one day. When the purge day is over, we keep going. There's this band of gang that comes together through social media that's looking to go ahead and kill off all minorities, right? They have their flags, they have their bands, they know who's who, how to identify each other, and they're just saying, look, we're just going to keep on going and we're going to purify this country from all minorities, right? Basically, any immigrants or anything like that, man, they're just wanting to go, just keep the country white, right? For the most part. And yeah, so once the purge is over, people start realizing, the country starts realizing, like, hey, order is not taking place anymore. There's still no order as we all open up our businesses, as we all let our guards down. There's still a lot of people just running wild, killing people off, looking to really purify the country of any and all minorities. And that is where you find the Tucker family and, the Adela and Juan. And I got to tell you guys this, man. This is probably my favorite, well, it's not probably, it is my favorite Purge movie. It is. And I know The Purge is under the, horror flicks, but this is not horror. This is a good action movie. It really is. I like the bondship between the two families. And strangely enough, they find out that they can make it to Mexico. In Mexico, there's no purge, and that they're opening up the border for only 6 hours, and Mexico will take anybody in. within 6 hours. So they're on the rush to get down there, and going down there, they run into a lot of problems because it's complete anarchy, it's complete chaos. There's no law. So they're trying to get down there for safety because there is no end of the purge. There is no, hey, you know what? As long as it hits this hour, we're going to hear the siren and everything's going to be okay. No, that's why this movie is called The Forever Purge. That's it. The country is just now at war. Um, there's a message to this movie. If you really pay attention to it, basically saying like, hey, you know what? The United States of America, we're pretty much just kind of turning on each other when we don't really have to, but oh well, that's what we're gonna end up doing. And maybe this is kind of showing like, hey, you know what, this is what's gonna end up happening, I guess. But look, I enjoyed this movie. I really did. Like I said, I don't see this movie as a horror or anything like that. This is just a really good action flick. It's got a bunch of actors that I've seen in other movies, but I don't know their names. But I really enjoyed this movie. And I do recommend, if you guys are fans of the Purge movies, or even if you're not fans of the Purge movies, you could watch this movie and be highly entertained. It's just a good action flick. The the fight scenes, the gunfights, I enjoyed it. I really did, man. I don't even really put this in with the rest of the Purge movies, but nonetheless, it is. I just really enjoyed this movie. And there's really no main bad guy. There is no really one main villain until maybe till after like the first hour of the movie. Then you get to see, okay, this is gonna be the main villain to the movie now. But look, I recommend it. Even if you haven't seen the other Purge movies, all you really need to know is what the Purge is to understand what's going on in this movie. That is it. As long as you know what the Purge is, where there are no laws, everything is legal for a certain amount of time, even murder. As long as you know what that is, you don't have to watch the rest of the movies. You could just watch this one and be highly entertained. This was a really good movie, and I really enjoyed it. And for it being a Purge movie, being part of that franchise, I don't think they did enough advertisement for it. I really don't, man. But what a good movie. Highly recommended. That is The Forever Purge. Cholo Trucker Moss Movies and Shows. Catch you guys on next one.